Welcome to the CIV LAB. In this episode we will explore what is better, to play tall, meaning a few cities, or wide, a lot of cities. In general, I think it's likely to assume that more cities always means a faster win. Why? Because you can build more districts and have another production queue which gives you more yields, which then leads you to win faster. But there are costs to this. First of all, the production cost of the settler, 30 times n plus 50. Where n is the number of settlers you produced. This means the first settler you produce costs 80 production, but the 10th settler costs 350 production. And the total cost from getting from 10 to 20 settler is 5,150 production. At a certain point, the opportunity cost to produce another settler is too high. For example, it's turn 250. You traveled 30 light years. You could either work on a project that leads you to travel faster or produce your 19th settler. I guess in most cases, the project lets you travel more light years per turn will help you to win faster, instead of one more city that will give you minimal yields and will only be around for a maximum of 20 more turns. Also, the more cities you have, you tend to have a bigger population in your empire. Hence, you need more amenities. Amenities are multiplicators on your yield. So a quote-unquote weak city could steal amenities from the better cities and all the yields could go down. So much for a theory. What do you think? What is the best amount of cities? Like in the previous episode, I will play all the games on the same map and try to make it at least random as possible. This means no barbs, no tribal hearts, and sets the disaster intensity to 0. And I played with a modded civ that has no abilities. I played on a large lakes map where I removed 2 civs, so there's enough room for a lot of cities. Same as previously, I played a game on this map beforehand, so the later playthrough don't have an advantage. For the tall playthrough, I decided I will go for 6 cities, and for the wide playthrough, I will go for 12. For both playthroughs, I started out with producing 3 scouts to explore this huge land-bound map, and mainly discover all the city-states. That's also the reason why I moved to Warrior Northeast to discover 3 city-states. Due to that, we got the first envoy with Akkad, Nanomodol, and Hattusa. The first 60 turns are very similar. We settled the first 3 cities, got our first campus district up, and also the government plaza. For the tall playthrough, I decided to build the audience chamber, while with the wide setup, I built the ancestral hall. With both playthroughs, I did choose Divine Spark as the Pantheon. By turn 80, there's a slight difference. With the tall strategy, the settler production already stopped, and all the focus went into the development of the empire, like industrial zones, campus districts, and so on. This means we already have our 6 cities settled, and 37 science, 19 culture, and 63.5 gold per turn. With the wide strategy, we also have 6 cities, but 54 science, 29 culture, and 90 gold per turn. I'm a bit surprised that the science is higher for the wide strategy, but I guess the reason for that could be that with the 6 city strategy, the settlers need to walk longer compared to the 12 city strategy, where I just started to put down cities around the capital. The magical turn 100. With the tall strategy, we got 6 cities. 91 science, 54 culture, and 72 gold per turn, and 18 production in the capital. While with the wide strategy, we got 9 cities, 72 science, 36 culture, 152 gold per turn, and 25 production in the capital. In the next 20 turns, we catch up a lot on the infrastructure. On turn 110, the mausoleum is finished. On turn 116, the 12th city is settled. And on turn 180, Kilva got finished. And with that, it's turn 120, and all 12 cities are settled. We got 141 science, 56 culture, and 274 gold per turn. And the tall strategy? Actually not that much happened. We got Isaac Newton, and a few turns later, Imhotep. With that, we have 129 science, 75 culture, and 102 gold per turn. The tall strategy finished Kilva on turn 140, and the science exploded because we got lucky with the envoys and mission for the city-states in that playthrough. That means we have over 100 science more by turn 140, totaling 257. Also, we got our first buy. And in a few turns, we will unlock mercantilism. This is a huge step in the development of our empire because we have a lot of rainforests where we can put down lumber mills. On turn 145, we finished building the Chichén Itzá in City 3. On turn 150, we got a bit unlucky because great engineers got banned by the World Congress. That's why I decided to buy Leonardo da Vinci with gold, because I think the extra 6 culture for every workshop holds great value. Ah yeah, I also built the mausoleum at some point in that game. With the Colossus and Oxford University finished and 3 turns left on the Ruhr Valley, we have 6 cities with 348 science, 107 culture, and 180 gold per turn by turn 160. Between the turns 120 and 160 with the wide playthrough, we got James Young and also Leonardo da Vinci. Furthermore, we finished Chichen Itza, Colossus, Taj Mahal, the Colosseum, and on turn 160 the Ruhr Valley. With that we have 12 cities that produce 301 signs, 185 cultures, 315 gold per turn, and our most productive city is City 1 with 96 production. Unfortunately, Oxford University was built by another player. Hence, I spent the already invested production into the Osakas, which was finished on turn 165, just so I can start the Diplo favor. A few turns later, we enter an industrial heroic age, and on turn 175, we already unlocked rocketry. In turn 178, we get Albert Einstein. Only 10 turns after unlocking rocketry, the first spaceport is finished on turn 185. And on turn 193, the Earth satellite is launched. With that, we arrived on turn 200 with 784 signs, 379 culture, and 302 gold per turn. Also, we unlocked the tier 3 government, communism. What about the tour playthrough? Also here we finished the Taj Mahal and got into an industrial heroic age. Rocketry was unlocked on turn 171, 4 turns earlier than the other playthrough. And on the same turn, like the white strategy, we could hire Albert Einstein. By turn 183, 2 spaceports finished. On turn 188, the Earth satellite was launched. And on turn 197, moon landing. Also, I finished the biosphere on turn 199. I just needed some renewable energy because I was burning through all the coal and I needed the power in my cities. On turn 200, we have 745 signs, 183 culture, 111 gold per turn, and also unlocked the tier 3 government. Let's continue with the tour playthrough since we are on a roll here. On turn 206, the Mars colony was launched and James was recruited. On turn 212, the exoplanet expedition was launched. On turn 220, we hired Margaret Mead. Also, we have 969 signs. Nice. 254 culture and 356 gold per turn. On turn 226, the off-world mission got unlocked, and with that, we have the ability to boost the space rates. Turns later, on turn 235, we won the game. In the meanwhile, I built and bought a lot of builders that boosted the off-world missions. So, the white strategy did launch the Earth satellite 5 turns after the Tor strategy. Is there any chance that we can catch up with more cities? On turn 203, the moon landing was launched 6 turns later comparatively. On turn 207, the Mars colony was started. And on turn 212, we hired Robert Goddard. He gives plus 20% for space race projects. Due to the mausoleum, I could activate him twice for a 40% boost. On turn 213, the exoplanet mission was launched, 1 turn later than the Tor strategy. On turn 215, we recruited Erwin Schrödinger. By turn 220, we have 1,720 signs, 462 culture, 432 gold per turn, and 187 production in the capital. On turn 222, we unlocked the off-world mission. This is 4 turns before the Tor strategy. On turn 225, we unlocked the tier 4 government, and by turn 229, we won the game. So what does it mean for us? The white strategy managed to catch up and snag the win faster. To be honest, that result is kinda expected. The common wisdom is, the more cities, the faster you win. What I didn't expect was how close it would be. The Tor strategy got a little bit more lucky with the envoy missions in the city-state. I think that is why it could pull so far ahead in the mid-game science-wise. In general, you should actually be able to have a higher chance to fulfill city-state missions with more cities. Another point is, I did know because of my scouting game where I should set the cities for resources with the Tor strategy. So that is an advantage you usually don't have if you play a map for the first time. A point against the white strategy is that great engineers got banned. And maybe we could have shaved a few turns off if we also got Robert Goddard. I think in the end the white strategy won faster because the insane science explosion between the turns 200 and 220, which was caused partially by unlocking globalization, the card that gives 5% science for each city state you're choosing off, and that was caused by having way more culture. In my test game, I set at 20 cities. I won on turn 239 without any knowledge about the map opponents. So my recommendation for a science victory is set around 10 to 15 cities, grab a lot of resources, focus on science and production, but also get a little bit of culture in to unlock key civics. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, comment and subscribe. Goodbye.